Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for following along. I'm Korean Hoppa 808. Today I'm reviewing the LunchBox Hydro Pack 2-liter specifically. I purchased this with my own money, so the review is from my own personal experience. It's not sponsored or paid for by anyone else, so my reviews on this is genuine. Hope you guys find it helpful. That way, if you guys are interested in buying this bag or using a bag like this, then you'll know what you're getting yourselves into. I will say that this is the only hydration pack that I have purchased for music festivals in the last couple of years. I used to just buy water, use a fanny pack, and that was great for a while. But after I saw so many people using this, I decided, let me check it out and let me test it out myself. And I can say that I've taken this to over 4 festivals now in the past year, and it's held up great. The only thing that I would say is that this white material does get dirty pretty easily and or stain. So if you want to keep it nice and pristine, you're gonna have to wipe it down constantly. Or if you're like me, I think it just gives it a little bit of character. Again, this is the LunchBox Hydro Pack. It's the 2-liter water bladder. I hope you guys enjoy the review. Let me know in the comments down below if you would like to see anything else related to EDC or bags or reviews or how-to videos. All right, everybody, let's get into the review of the LunchBox Hydro Pack. This is my personal bag that I purchased with my own money. I am not sponsored by anything that is in this video today. So please keep that in mind, and a disclaimer now that everything is my own money, my own review, my personal use, my thoughts, tips, and tricks, and everything in between. So this is the white lunchbox bag that I got from the LunchBox website directly. I believe this is their version number 2. I have no idea if they're coming out with a version 3 or not, but I do know that this is the upgraded version from the initial or the original one. I believe it comes in black, white, and clear. Some festivals and music, festivals do require a clear bag policy. So of course, please check ahead before you bring something that might get confiscated or get you in trouble. But most of the events that we go to, typically they will say that the LunchBox brand and or this style of Hydro Pack is allowed. Usually they'll say a maximum of 2 main compartments, which this bag is compliant that it does have 2 main compartments here. A big selling feature of this bag that people really like is the anti-theft features, which we'll get into here in a moment. But I did want to just kind of briefly go over what this bag can do. They do have a skin that goes on the front that has an extra zipper flap pocket that kind of expands, so it can give you a little bit more storage option. So that's again a feature that LunchBox thought of, that these bags allow you to customize however you want to customize them, whether it be trinkets and accessories and lights, things like that. The bag itself though, if you go back into it here, I have a couple accessories that I do recommend. There are a lot of brands out there that are well known. I think one of them is called the Clutch Loop. I personally just went with an Amazon industrial strength, healthcare badge reel holder. It's made out of sturdy metal. It's not too heavy. It comes with this phone attachment, which you put inside of your phone case like so. Once it's underneath, it'll keep your phone attached. And then this will keep your phone safe. It is sad to say that these festivals do have pickpocketers, unfortunately. So be mindful of that. In regards to more theft features, all of the zippers come with these anti-theft clips, which help prevent anyone from getting into your bag with you not noticing. These compartments, the main 2 compartments, which are the only 2 main ones, like I said, they do rest against your back when you're wearing it. So again, if someone were to try and get into your bag, it's already pretty difficult being that it's against your back. But having that extra little feeling of security of being able to clip it in place, it's a nice touch. If you open up the main bag, the main compartment here, again, it's not a humongous bag by any means, but it holds enough. I'm gonna show you some of the essentials that I think are great to bring. One thing that I keep in here is my little trinket pouch. It's just a small little pouch that has, trinkets I've collected over the course of festivals from other people or given to people, things like sprouts. I have some hand sanitizer in there and some extra candy. So that's just something that I keep, to give out to people that are vibing with. Cannot tell you how important a handheld electric fan is. Having a clacking fan on the side here for fanning yourself and clacking is great, but when you're tired, hot, and just want to sit and vibe, having one of these do the work for you is a game changer, especially during the hot summer months and festivals. I usually keep an extra pair of sunglasses in my bag, one to change up the vibe and look throughout the night if I wore the same glasses all day or over the course of a couple days, and or just having an extra pair as backup in case falls off, you got them lost, you need to let a friend borrow. I also have a couple bandana or handkerchiefs in here. These are both used for dust protection for your face and or cooling cloths. You can get these dipped in some ice cold water and then wrap it around your neck during the summer months and keep you nice and cool. So definitely a must. Inside the main bag compartment, there is a loose pocket here in the back, which can just put, you know, your wallet, battery pack, you know, whatever. On the side here, on each side, is the battery packs that power up the exterior lights. So if you don't have the exterior lights, these pockets are probably big enough that you could fit some, you know, feminine products. You could fit probably, you know, chapstick, hand sanitizer, anything that you might need. I think it would be a great option for anyone that is not utilizing the lights to put whatever they want in here, some snacks, etc. The main compartment itself, it's probably a little over maybe 1.5 liters to 2 liters. I mean, it can hold, you know, a decent amount. There is a little mesh pocket here that is a little bit see-through, so you can get quick access to things that you want to get to. I usually bring extra earplugs, that is a must, but my main earplugs that I use, which again is not sponsored, are these little Loop festival earplugs. They're cute, they're stylish, they work great, they protect your hearing, and they still allow the music to come through pretty darn clear. There are other brands out there that a lot of people rave about, specifically the eargasms. Me personally, I did not care for the eargasms. They actually hurt my ears. So these loops are a lot softer. They come with more tips for customization in regards to fitting your ear better. And another friendly tip is I would opt to put the lanyard or string on these loops in case they pop out of your ear when you're jumping around and dancing. If you lose these mid-concert and you don't have these, I will tell you the amount of clarity and or the sound quality over these versus, you know, using regular earplugs, if you have to use these, it's night and day difference. So, you know, these are for absolute last resort hearing protection or to give to someone and, you know, if they needed it, you know, a good friend like I am. But I can't tell you enough that these Loop earbuds are the best in regards to hearing protection. Okay, in here I also have just some extra chapsticks, some boomsticks. It can get kind of stinky out there and dusty, so keep your nasal sinuses clear and keep you awake. But yeah, that's the main compartment that I usually just kind of stuff whatever knickknacks and things I need for the event, for the day. I usually put some granola bars and snacks in here, as well as some drip drop or electrolyte hydration powder packets. Again, check on the festival that you're going to and make sure you know what is allowed and not allowed. I have gone to places where sometimes they did confiscate even gum that was unopened. So just double check again the regulations and policies for the event that you're going to. But I do know that most of the events that I've gone to, they typically were okay with like granola bars, some gum, things like that. So just be mindful. The bottom main compartment has 2 ways of accessing. So this is the main bottom compartment, and then there's also a side compartment, which we'll get into in just a second. The bottom main compartment here is where your water bladder is. So this is the 2-liter water bladder. So as you saw me just open it from this back way, that's not really the most, I guess, easiest way to get to the bladder when you're trying to fill it up, especially if the bag is on your back already. We'll get to that in just a second, but what I wanted to show you is that when the bladder is not full, you actually have quite a bit of space in here. So if you wanted to stash your jacket, or I don't know if you have like a bulky wallet or anything, you know, you can put this in here and keep it safe and protected in here until you get to the festival to fill up your water. And that's another thing. I've seen people fill up their water bag before going into a festival, not realizing that this has to be empty before you go into the festival. Of course, they don't want you bringing in alcohol and things like that. So this needs to be empty and dry before going into the festival. So keep that in mind. So again, it gives you more storage for going to the festival, but then once you get there and you go fill this up, just keep in mind that this is gonna puff up and take up quite a bit of room in the bag itself. So another thing that's nice about this bag, being that's called a lunchbox, I don't know if you can pick it up on camera or not, but it has like that cooler bag lining, so it does keep it pretty cool in here. What sometimes I'll do is I'll go buy like a nice ice cold beverage, or I'll even ask, hey, can I have a handful of the ice, and see if they'll let me put the ice in here. Sometimes I'll even bring like a baggie or a trash bag so I can put the ice in there, so it just keeps this dry area, or it keeps this area dry. But anyways, a little more like tips and tricks for keeping your water cold. These are some other must-haves that I keep. These are just toilet necessities. If you've ever been to a music festival, you know the porta potties are disgusting. So we typically bring like hand sanitizer wipes in addition to liquid hand sanitizer, as well as flushable, biodegradable toilet paper, wipes. So keep it clean. Obviously, you don't have to bring that if you don't want. You can put as much snacks in here as you want, or as much personal hygiene products as you want. But I can't stress enough that personal hygiene during these hot, sweaty music festival events is a must. So don't forget your hand sanitizer, your deodorant. I would say perfume and cologne, but don't go too heavy on it. Keep that in mind. Other people might be sensitive to that around you, but it's just something that's great. Again, all of these zippers have these anti-theft clips, which are great. And again, being that it's on the back side of your back, it's very difficult to get to, so it keeps everything nice and safe. I'm gonna get to the outside compartment in just a second, but I just wanted to kind of follow along here. So this is the upgraded hose mouthpiece compared to the old bag. I can't personally give you any reviews on the old one compared to the new one because I did not own the first one, but I've read online and saw reviews of other people saying that this updated water spout spigot is better overall. It's more insulated, so again, it keeps the water cooler. I will be honest, like after 4 hours of dancing in the hot sun, your water is not going to be ice cold unless you do the tips and tricks like I mentioned of putting some ice or cold packs or things in here. But again, you can just refill your water as you go. And that would be another tip. I don't recommend fully filling the whole entire bladder 100% full at the very start because one, I don't think you're gonna need to drink that much water. If you are drinking that much water, be careful because you don't wanna overhydrate on water. There is such a thing as called water toxicity, so be mindful of overhydrating. Another thing is that it's heavy. So this bag is a little bit small, and if you're a little bit more big back like I am, carrying the bag on your shoulders with the water bladder fully filled with all your stuff and gear inside, it's not heavy by any means. It's totally doable, but if you're a small petite girl or just someone who's real sensitive to like shoulder and neck discomfort and pain, things like that, which I am, this bag can get a little bit uncomfortable. So I will just, state that this bag is very comfortable when it's not fully filled and or the water is not fully weighing it down. But if you do start the festival off with a full bag and full gear and everything, you're gonna start feeling that, before you even start having fun. So what I would recommend is filling it up maybe halfway or just enough, enough water that you're gonna, know you're gonna drink for the first couple hours, and then just possibly go refill it later on. I know the whole purpose of the bag in some people's eyes is to fill it up once and done and never have to fill it up again. If you want to do that, by all means, please do so. You do you, boo-boo. But I am someone who will go for comfort for sure over anything else. Okay, so let's say you have the bag on your back and it's so humbug to take it off and then get to the water bladder from this backside, right? Well, that's where this bag comes in clutch. This side pocket here on the side, it opens up to the main compartment where the water bladder sits. If you sling the bag on your shoulder, just one-sided, you can easily pop out the water bladder right here, unscrew the cap, fill it up however much you need. Be careful, don't get it wet. I would also recommend do not over tighten this. It can be a hassle to unscrew it later if you over tighten it, so just be mindful of that. But yeah, very quick, easy access to fill your water. So if you do end up needing to go refill later, it's not too bad. And again, it has one of these anti-theft clips on the side, so if you do want to keep anything important inside, you are safe and good to go. So that's pretty much the bag in a nutshell. The last thing I was gonna just show you is again the fan on the side. There's a side pocket which you can put your clacker fan, a small umbrella if the venue allows it. Again, double check with the venue policies. Some places do allow small umbrellas, some do not. So just keep that in mind. For now, I just keep my clacker fan in there. Sometimes you can even have like a tripod for your camera, things like that. And then the last thing is on the front here. This is the LunchBox skin that the bag came with as a promo when I got it. Unfortunately, I have all my wired lights tethered in and out, so I can't just take the skin off super easily, but I did it in a way that I can unzip it here on the side. If you open it up here, I have like a whole nother pocket inside here. And what I usually do is I will either bring a spare t-shirt or a small blanket, a towel, whatever you want to really fit in here really, and I'll shove that up in here. Now here's a tip. Being that this is wired the way I have it wired, you want to make sure whatever you can get in here is easily accessible by both you and security, because most facilities, if they see you have a hidden pocket or anything like this, they are going to ask you to open it or at least empty out whatever's inside here. So I don't usually put anything in here until after I've passed through security. So with that said, I'll usually take my blanket out and wrap it around my neck while I walk through security. And then after security checks to make sure nothing in here, then I'll go shove the blanket or towel or jacket, whatever I have with me to hold for later, that way I don't have to carry it around. Another option would be, you know, either tethering a carabiner or some other form of attachment, and you can, you know, lasso your jacket, your blanket, your towel, whatever you want through these side loops as well. So again, this whole bag's purpose is versatility, customization. It's iconic. Everyone knows in the EDM community the LunchBox. Typically at the big festivals like Insomniac festivals, which would be included with EDC, nocturnal, things like that. They usually even have LunchBox vendors on site. So if anything happens to your bag, you need a replacement or some accessories, they usually got you there. Again, this is not sponsored by any means, but if this bag review is helpful for you and you guys like this type of content, please leave a comment below. Let me know what else you might like to see me review. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is the LunchBox Hydration Pack 2-liter Hydro Pack, and it is definitely one that I would recommend. It's not that expensive. It's lasted me over a year already. They've got great customer support and service reps from what I've dealt with so far, as well as my friends, and I can't speak well enough about them. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope to see you guys out there. Thank you so much for watching the review of this LunchBox Hydro Pack. I definitely love using this at all the festivals that I've gone to thus far, and I'm looking forward to taking it to my first EDC trip this year, so stay tuned for that video. I'm so excited to take you guys along and show you all the tips and tricks that I've learned from even before going to EDC, and then of course learning them while being there in the moment. We plan on vlogging as much as we can of EDC, and we plan on showing you a whole bunch of tips and tricks and things that you can do at EDC. Specifically, we did go VIP this year, so we're excited to show you what the VIP options include compared to like GA and GA+. So if you're interested in any content like that, again, please subscribe, like, comment down below. Thank you again for following. I appreciate the support. Peace and blessings.